Guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Mainframe Girls. Today we'll discuss about a basic term which we use in a mainframe, that is a dataset. I'll explain you how we use a dataset in our JCL coding, how a dataset has been stored, which type of datasets are there, how many ways we can create a dataset, and many more. Okay, we'll see the definition of dataset. Dataset is nothing but just a file where we store all the programs, the codes, everywhere. But how it is stored? Dataset is collection of logical records and which are organized in a block structures, and where it is stored in a storage in which there are many types of storage, which is a primary storage and a secondary storage. So a primary storage can be a RAM, the virtual memory and everything, and secondary storage is the volumes and a tape, everything where you store the data. And we have the logical record, which is a basic unit of the information used in a processing program. So the programs which you use, the information which is stored in the data set can be used for programming purpose, can be used for printing purpose, which is used for transactions, for everything. So the basic definition of data set is the collection of logical records which are organized in block structures and which can be kept in a storage, a primary storage or a secondary storage. We can define a data set as a data is organized in various logical records and block structures is called data sets, or a data set is collection of logically related data records stored on one or set of volumes. After definition, we are seeing how to name a dataset. A dataset can be many segments, like one segment or more than one segment. It can go up to 22 segments. So each segment has its own level of qualification. So here the example is my own dataset name. Here the first segment is a high level qualifier. So each segment, as I told you, has each level of qualification. And the last one is called low level qualifier. So this is how a dataset is named, means a file is named in a mainframe which is separated by a periods, and which will be having a different segments. Each separation between a period is called a segment, and each segment, and you can have 1 to 22 segments maximum. When it is a one segment, you call it unqualified segment. When it is more than one segment, it qualifies and it is called a qualified name, and it will be having different levels of qualification. While naming a dataset, we have different rules. Okay, so while creating or naming it, you have to follow certain types of rules. Here the first rule is a dataset name can be one segment or series of joint name segments, as I told you, qualifiers, and which should be separated by a period. Like this is an example. So the basic dataset is one segment or two segments which should be separated by a period. And the next rule is a dataset name cannot be longer than 44 characters. Out of that, 22 segments can be there. So how it can be 22 is, means normally a dataset name should be 44 characters including the full stops, means including the periods which you are keeping in between. And as you know, 44 divided by 2 is 22, so you can give 22 periods and 22 alphabets like this. But mostly no one follows this naming convention. Mostly you follow the above naming convention with 44 characters with periods separated by the high level qualifiers and low level qualifiers. And the next rule is that the segment, one segment should be only 8 characteristic length, means whatever you are putting between a periods, it should be only 8 characters length. If it should not be more than 8 characters. And a dataset cannot contain two successive periods or end with a period. So you should not put two periods in between two qualifiers, or it should not end with a period. Then it will be a wrong naming convention. And the next rule is the first character of the segment should be alphabet or the special characters that are #, @ and $. Means if you are putting 2 segments or 3 segments, how many segments you are putting, make sure the first letter should be alphabet or hash at $10, not a number. If you are putting a number on the start, it will not take as a dataset name. And the next rule is you can put number anywhere else in the segment. Means in the segment, remaining part can be number, hash, hyphen, at, dollar, and a letter. So, but the restriction is only to the first letter of the data set. Till now, I explained how we create a data set and what is a data set and naming conventions of data set. But there are many types of data set according to the requirement in the mainframe. So it's like 2 types. The main 2 types are non-vsam and vsam, and under that we have 3 and 4 types. Like non-vsam types are physical sequential, pds and pdse, and the vsam are entry sequence dataset, key sequence dataset, linear dataset, relative record dataset. I'll be discussing about this topic in the upcoming videos. So please like, share and subscribe to Mainframe Girls. Thank you.